Welcome to the Old Horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes and one of the great settings in all of college football. With the scarlet and gray already rocking this house. This is anything but a run-of-the-mill early season matchup, a clash of top 10 teams as these two will get their oil checked early. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 8th-ranked team of the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. He makes the connection. People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
Definitely extra juice. The best 2 conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks about these being the power brokers and deciding the future of college football. So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David. You're right. I think it's something players are also very aware of, too, is having that conference pride, wanting to win this game, representing the rest of the teams in their conference.
Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
I know that wasn't a huge, sexy gain. I know not everybody's jumping up and down, but what it does do is put you in a great position to succeed on 2nd down. 2nd and 10, really hard. 3rd and 10, really hard. Now you're in a manageable situation. It really gives you the whole play.
Quick strike complete. Still on his feet at the 45. The expressway is wide open. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Dogs! They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better. How about that? First drive of the game, first drive of the season, and it ends in the end zone.
You know, rust, a little bit of nerves. Nah, no problem. First drive of the year, and that's a sign for good things to come for this offense coming out and put it in the end zone right out the gates.
The kickoff team on the field, and he ought to just boom this thing through the end zone with that extra 15 yards on the penalty. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. First down here for the offense. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what
He's loose. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
They just dialed up one big play. Let's see if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. They knock him down inside the 30 at the 29. It's a pickup of 6. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Buckeyes want to move quickly. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Ohio State.
Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. Looking to throw. He lets it fly. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. And this field goal attempt will be a 48-yarder and not straight on from the left side. No good. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys.
Georgia, 7. Ohio State, 0.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure, it gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Working that left side now. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the first down. The Buckeye aerial attack continues to be prolific. You feel as if they're on the verge of scoring on any snap.
And it's such a good blend between such great offensive talent year after year after year that you see go to the draft, but also great play calling, great play design. They've always got it working, and you know this offense is always capable of hanging 40 points and making it look easy.
Wants to throw on first down. And the blitz gets to him just like that. And the Buckeyes want to crank the tempo on the option. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. Defense trying to come up with a stop on third and short from the 37. On the option. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. But the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. This is well within field goal range, but that earlier miss could have influenced this decision. Open space at the 25. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
He'll pull it on the read. Runs through the tackle. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State.
I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
And the extra point was good. They put together a 65-yard drive for the score. And it was capped off with an impressive 18-yard touchdown run. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Line gets set. First down. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down to start the drive after the break. Leaves it with the back. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Second down coming up. Wide receiver shows motion. Wants to throw on second down. Complete to the right. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up. wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Running to the left. Low man wins, and he just smashed him. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, pound, pound. The dog pound. Run the football. Be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run with an edge that are dogs.
Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. And this crowd loves a good pass rusher in the line of Chase Young, the Moses, Jim still wagging. The Buckeyes can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, and when the crowd's going nuts like it does in the shoe, it just makes it easier to rush the passer. The snap count is silent. It's predictable. And then you pin your ears back, and that's why they've had so many great pass rushers at Ohio State.
First down sack pushes it back. Now it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Quickly to the tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better 3rd down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to 3rd down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. And how about this confidence in their field goal kicker? They're going to pat him on the butt and say, go give us 3, big fella. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Georgia lining up to punt it away. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Right back to the well. That'll be a beneficial run as he creates some breathing room and gets it up to the 13-yard line. The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. Tackled, but he has a first down.
I'm loving this offense mixing the toss plays in their game plan. And what these tosses are going to do, it's going to set up a play-action opportunity where they can fake the toss and try to take a shot downfield.
The Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He wants to go deep. And that pass is intercepted.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake, hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great field. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intention. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Got to get everybody on the same page in a hurry. Here's the handoff. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Time to take a shot. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fair catch called for and made. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
They'll run the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Really, really nice football play. Man, I got to understand option football. I got to play my responsibility, make sure that I know what I'm doing. Look at the linebacker. Great job doing that. Staying patient, getting to the quarterback, making the big tackle.
Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. It's caught downfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
That's a great lesson for young quarterbacks out there. You don't have to force every football deep down the field. I know it's 3rd and long, and that play definitely is designated to go to a wide receiver somewhere, but hey, check it down to your running backs. These guys are great athletes, and they can make good things happen when you give them the ball in space.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Got room at the 35. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
1st and 10, the whole menu open. You can run the football. You can do whatever you want. You can tell they call a pass. He does a really good job in the pocket, just being a great athlete. Scramble outside, go get another 1st down, 1st and 10 again.
Comes out throwing on first down. He's got it down the middle. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Pulls it and fires to the left. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, it's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense...
Nothing but green ahead. Quarterback gets the first down. The 10. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
I mean, talk about hard to stop. Like, so many weapons, so much speed, and then your quarterback is going to go 50-plus. Defensive coordinators, that's why nobody wants to play defense anymore, coach defense. You want to be on the offensive side of the football, because otherwise you got to defend weapons like these that are just weapons of mass destruction.
Lining up to add another. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Ohio is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Bobcats have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to Navy. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
He's looking for a man on second down. Makes his connection. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
I think really good wide receivers do a good job of making every route kind of look the same. You could tell this looked like a vertical route. So if I'm a DB, I'm bailing, and all of a sudden he sits that hitch down. Nice job by the wide receiver, creating enough separation to create a positive gain.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Georgia sends out the punt team. The accuracy is perfect. The loft, the aim, like the perfect golf shot. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
After trying the running game on first down, they come to the line on second down. He'll ride his man on the option. At the 40, there he goes. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. You count up those explosive plays in the game, and you put a little extra star by the big run.
Yeah, this running back is a weapon, boy. He is so good in space. He's got shiftiness. He can make guys miss. And if this guy gets into the second level, watch out. He can hit a home run.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed.
Oh, and the extra point is blocked. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finish that thing off in style with a 49-yard touchdown run. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
And you're going to hear this guy's name a lot. They're going to ride the big fella. He's such a stud. They're going to build the offense around him. This is just game one, but you're going to get a lot of big runs from this guy.
To the air on first down. Running with power. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. That pass is intercepted, but he's out of bounds, so it'll go down as an incompletion and a stroke of good luck for the quarterback.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on third down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do you do? You set up fourth and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
When you're around midfield, there's not really much of a choice. Go for it on fourth down. Unloads to the right. And the pass is intercepted. Trying to take it back. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Buckeyes. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
How about that, man? Fourth down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick. Not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
Here comes the two-point try. Quarterback will keep it. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. The two-point attempt is no good as they are unable to extend the lead. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick six, and that defense will come out feeling it. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to them, and it forced the incompletion.
And now on second down for this offense. They'll run it from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse agrees. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Gets it out quickly. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
I love offensive play callers that are aggressive. Going for it on fourth down, check. In your opponent's territory, now here's...
And the quarterback is snowed under.
How about the inside linebacker flying through there? You see those guys come up, and you see how fast they can come up and fit the run. But how about blitzing the quarterback, getting to the quarterback, getting the big sack?
Negative play on first down. That's what a defense always wants. Fast motion from the offense. He's going to pass on second down. He looks that one in nicely. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. So it's not just a strong running game. The Dogs can be dangerous with those weapons up top.
And I think when you've seen Georgia really dominate.
A shot toward the end zone. It's complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different, bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Pollard.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
If you want to test the physicality of a defense, get the toss play going. Get the outside run game working, because those DBs are going to have to find ways to fight off blocks, and you're going to find out just how badly these little guys want to put their face in the fan.
And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the third quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Ohio State 29, Georgia 21.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. At the 45 on his way. Oh, look out. Touchdown, Ohio State. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And that's 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Just continuing to find the end zone, continuing to make plays. This guy is on pace for a great season. He's putting the college football world on notice.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and the lead balloons to 15. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They go to the end around to start the drive. That'll get them thinking. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Great discipline by the backside of the defense. This is my gap. This is where I'm supposed to be. If the ball goes away, so be it. I got to stay home. Stays home. Makes a great play for a loss.
Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
Well, the problem for this offense now late in the game, trailing by a bunch of points, is that the defense knows they're going to throw the football. And right now, offensively, they cannot protect the edge. You saw the speed coming from the outside. He was able to get to the quarterback for another negative play.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Snags it on the right. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
And the Bulldogs will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Bought a little time, lets it go. Brings him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a first down for this offense.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Trying to find his man on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. Coming after it. Just can't pull the trigger, and the quarterback is sacked at the 41.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down.
All right, so they fail on that fourth down, but the game is not over yet. There's still time. Defense has to get the ball back quickly. Offense is going to have to score quickly. You have to execute now.
Smashes through. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. They send 4 receivers onto the field, 2 to the right, 2 to the left on 2nd and 6. Here comes the option. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Gain of 1. Third down coming up.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The defense trying to get a stop on third down from the 44. Goes to the option. Quick toss. He powers his way ahead. Gets 3, but they're still looking at 4th and 2.
4th down coming up.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. And the Buckeyes line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. And the punt goes out of bounds. We'll see where the officials spot it, but they certainly gave them no opportunity for a return. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
The give out of the gun. Just a 1-yard gain leaves them with 3rd and 9.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Stands in and takes the hit. Heaves it into trouble, and he finds trouble with the pick. He'll try to take it back. And he was trying to chart a course on that pick for a pick 6, but he'll be stopped at the 31.
Man, this defense did a perfect job understanding the situation. You know you got the lead. You know they're going to be passing. And you come after the quarterback, get the big hit. You get pressure on the quarterback, good things happen, and they make the big INT.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they take a knee on 4th down, having inflicted enough damage, and that ought to do it. Backing up and backing up on the first 2 plays now to try to throw it in drive on 3rd down. We've waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.